Noon. Today is Thursday, December 5th. This is the December 5th, 2013 meeting of the Athens City Planning Commission. We have 3 members present, 2 are absent, so we do have a quorum. Is there anyone out in the audience who might speak with the before the Planning Commission today? Or okay. Do you just solemnly swear to tell the truth as you know it to the Planning Commission? Great. Disposition of minutes. Are there any additions, concerns?
I thought they really captured the conversation that we had when we talked about the zoning code and the review. So I would move that we accept them.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's unanimous. Let's see, one case today, number 13-17, Sprint, East Washington Street, the wireless telecommunications special use permit. And John, could you again, just for our audience, remind them what the concerns might be on that?
Excuse me, the applicant is here today. His name is Daniel Alvarez, and he'll speak here in a second. But this is a modification to the, I believe, he's going to clarify, to the fiber optic lines coming in from the pole to the tower. So, any other questions? I know you were asking, everyone was asking a few last time, and I couldn't answer them. So, he is here today.
Did you want to go ahead with?
If you could come up and tell us.
Oh, okay. Mr. Alvarez, could you just come up to the podium?
If I may, real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just so everybody has an idea. This is the pole right here. There's the conduit that's already there. I believe it's the wire inside that they're wishing to replace. There's, it goes up, turns up the building, and it goes into the tower instead.
You are absolutely correct in everything you just said.
Okay. I'm trying to recall some of the things that Nicholas, there was so much.
Well, some of it was related to, there was just like, here it is, we have it again on this next to last sheet, handwritten drawings on old plans. So
Yeah,
it's kinda
that's correct, and that's typical to what we do because we are doing such minimal work. There's not really a necessity to draw up entire new drawings for this. So typically what we do is we redline the revisions that we're going to do, and that's it. And the work that we're doing, the most that you will see or any of the public will see would be remnants of a small trench at the southwest corner of the garage. Other than that, you wouldn't even know we were there.
And it's just basically changing out the wire that you currently have.
Yeah, and I don't want to use the word changing out because I'm not, I'll call it in the loop of whether or not Sprint's going to eventually take out the existing line. We're just adding provisions for the new fiber optic.
I'm sorry. When you say trench, do you mean actually into the concrete? Because
Yes. Saw cut the asphalts, dig 36 inches.
and then it remains open.
No. We will we'll
Okay.
put it back.
We're
the way it
having
was.
some drainage issues sometimes
That's
with the
okay.
parking garage, so that's what it was.
Yeah, we would actually, I guess while I'm here, I'll ask the question. We would actually like to span from the pole to existing weatherhead that is about 6 feet above the ground, and that would eliminate the trench. John had mentioned to me that there was some settling issues in the ground there, and maybe we could avoid that by spanning across to the weatherhead out on the building itself. Yeah.
Here's the pole that he's talking about. Here's the pole, and then there's the conduit. That loop right there is another line that's already going to a weatherhead. It's there if they were just to go right to that, drop into that and go.
So it'd just be an additional wire
And from the
hanging
pole
there.
to the building it's not 10 feet like the drawing showed. It's
Yeah,
probably
it's
closer to 5 or 6.
It's under 10 feet.
So.
Would
And
it be
even
a new line there, or would they tie into that?
They
existing?
would actually be lashed together all the way
Oh,
across.
okay.
So it would look like one big line.
I kind of would rather that than
We'd rather do
digging
that,
a
too.
trench on.
That's
Yes.
Are there any other questions for Mr. Alvarez?
We should ask him some, just so he feels okay about coming down here, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, we should stall a little bit and make it worth
Make
your
it look
while
like
to come
it
down.
was-
So, yeah.
The only question I remember the mayor having was what a MMPT was.
Meet me point.
A what?
A meet me point.
Meet
It's
me
just a
point.
general term we use between ourselves and the fiber provider. So in this case is Time Warner Cable.
Okay.
So they say meet us at such point.
Okay.
Since we'll probably vote on this with the idea of just lashing the wires together, should we just put that in the form of the,
That can just be written right over the
Yeah.
existing red line.
okay.
That's not a problem.
Did you just make a motion that had
Meaning
that
is
in it?
approval with conditions, and the other one was that you do need to be a registered contractor to work with.
Yes, John had mentioned that, and I picked up the information I needed for that.
Did you just move that?
It says trench in,
You
trench
just moved it, right?
and conduit 10 foot from pole to building. We're just going to say loop from building to
Yeah, span from pole to
existing
existing
weatherhead.
weatherhead.
Okay, I'll do that on the original here.
Just so you don't have to return to us, you're sure you can accomplish it doing that as opposed to the trench?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no question
Just
on
so
that.
you know, I looked at it, I should have taken a picture. There currently is 2 or 3 other conduits that already go down and trench over the building and come up. So they would be in, there's already a trench there if they had to go that route. So,
I'm going to second RJ's motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Since 2 members are absent today, the board has chosen to move the zoning code review through to, I guess, January, since we won't have a December 19th meeting. Okay. Paul and John, are you good with that? And okay. One quick question though about like overlays. What's your Paul? What's your feeling about overlays? The amount of use for it, rarity. What conditions would you see that overlays be used in the future?
That's a tough one to answer immediately. We do already have a few overlays that we practice. Our flood prevention is essentially a zoning overlay. I think it's even listed at the very end of Title 23 as being a separate chapter, but it's considered an overlay. Our steep slope land development, you could look at that as being an overlay.
I'm just speaking, I guess, in terms like our immediate concern with like just the various zones here.
The zoning code.
If we were talking about like Fern, for instance.
Right. Well, Fern is such a small area that I don't know that an overlay would achieve the goals that we want from it. I mean, most of Fern's already developed, and so if we're going through the process of approving, an overlay is a zoning code change, basically. So we've got to go through planning commission, public hearings, and then it has to go to city council. It seems to me like that might be a lot of work just for a very small area. But if we're looking at it as a larger overlay, where Fern is included in that, Stimson Avenue and Carpenter Street corridor, perhaps, basically that entire B3 zone, maybe that's a different way to approach it, and you could still have different requirements for different areas of that B3 zone. So you might have requirements that affect Fern Street that wouldn't affect Stimson, et cetera. That might be a way to approach it. Overlays can be a really useful way to have change to a specific site without worrying about changing the requirements for all B3s
Right.
citywide or all B2s or B2Ds. So that's one way you can get into more specifics just for a neighborhood or try to make something unique to serve the needs or to serve the infrastructure that sits there.
I was just wondering, as we proceed, just in terms of like in residential or
Right.
currently residential areas where some people have talked about, a neighborhood store things
Right.
of that nature. Now, would that require an overlay, or we just change the whole? If we're just talking about isolating certain spots in the community,
Well, if we're isolating certain spots, I mean, just like you said, for a neighborhood store or something, that might just be better to rezone from whatever to B1, and then maybe, or B1A or something like that. Just create a zoning designation and then find the spots where we want to place it. But an overlay could work too, I suppose. You could have a loose overlay that's not specific to a site, where you're just saying if you meet these certain goals and you come before us, like a conditional use, I suppose, would be a way to look at it. Yeah.
I will share with you, RJ, I had a conversation with the planner, because he's not a member of the Planning Commission. He advises us. And I view, if we were to do an overlay for just Fern Alley, I'm not sure that I'm comfortable with that. It's almost in reaction to a specific project being brought
Right.
forth. So
It did seem to me that maybe, encouraging a planned unit development application would be a better way. It's almost the same process, public hearings and planning commission approval and then city council approval to review a specific
But
project, but I don't know.
B2D, right?
no,
it's
B3.
Three, okay.
Fern is B3, yeah.
So, that was the whole conversation last time, and Nancy picked up on that. You want to build an R3 and a B3 and have all the
Right.
luxury of not having to meet what an R3 would require.
That applicant has contacted me with another plan. I have yet to see it. He does state that he does now have commercial on the first floor. To what degree of parking, I do not know, but, we haven't met yet.
Well, I guess I think that an overlay could be, in this particular B3 zone, you could do residential as long as there is some space around it, although not 25-foot setback and the side
Right.
yards.
Right,
I mean, that's what I was envisioning in it, because the backyard would be parking, quite honestly.
right.
But I do think that the applicant had way too many people in that small space. That's just my opinion, but it's just going to go into the other neighborhood. I mean, if you have somebody over, where are they going to park? There's no on-street parking. Well, there'll be parking in Fern Alley, and then it'll be a mess. So, I mean, I think if you keep an open mind on that,
I'm not ruling anything out.
yeah. And maybe the residential use with some limitations and some advantages compared to what the code says now. Come up with it for next time, right?
Well,
I'm just teasing you.
no, but
I'm sorry, I was kidding.
No. It does go back to since most of Fern is already developed, that is that the right? Should we be changing the zoning code just to a specific few parcels of land?
But,
And-
Paul, do you think that some of those apartments, seeing the intensification of land use, wouldn't come back for more?
That's very true. Yeah, it's very.
I mean,
possible.
there's still some
Right.
grass there, for goodness sakes. We got to cover it with parking.
Not
Right.
much.
Not much, yes. Well, okay. I mean, I'm being facetious, but you get the point. But yet you don't want to. I mean, I think the whole residential or commercial on the first floor ship has sailed because there's so many people in that area.
right.
Sorry, I brought that up. No, so
No, don't, because I think the more we ventilate it, the better we
It's all
are.
discussion. Yeah.
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 Okay, so that's something that I think maybe we can just address later on in the next meeting. Let's see, reports from the city planner.
I don't have too much today. I will point out that it's raining. We are under flood watch, so we're monitoring that. I don't think we'll get to a flood level. At least I hope not. And yeah, then it might freeze, so we could be under some inclement weather coming forward. Other than that, relating to flood specifically, I am trying to work out a few issues with ODNR and FEMA. I'm running into some frustrations with how to determine the extents of one of those letters of map removal, those LOMARs, because they don't give very much detail on the 8.5 by 11 map that is now the official map, so that I can figure out where is the edge of that and where to make sure that a development is not encroaching into the still mapped floodway, to make sure that we're all in compliance. And I'm running into some roadblocks with them to get guidance on how to determine that. So I'm trying to work through that with them right now.
Let me ask you a question. Would they allow then somebody who has such a letter or provisional letter to excavate on a adjacent lot that's not included in their designated area and apply that dirt?
Are you looking like at compensatory fill?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, but could they get it from an adjacent, and would that be in our interest too? I mean, I can see that happening too. Just can of worms.
I'm not sure.
Can of worms. Time.
Yeah,
All right, so there's the lot.
right. So
And,
something's already elevated?
No, it's not elevated.
It's not
yet,
elevated, okay.
But it has the potential because it has that letter of map potential.
Right.
There. Could they go to the next lot behind it and excavate and then dump it on there?
Potentially, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ideally, well, in some situations, depending on its relationship to the river, to meet compensatory storage requirements, that would usually be it's better to take fill from either on-site or very adjacent. The closer you can get to your development site is a better practice than importing fill from anywhere else to bring more dirt in. That way you're just kind of doing a one-to-one substitution.
And of course, that is strictly from the point of view of an engineering problem, not
Right.
a river problem.
Right.
The river doesn't deserve that.
Yeah.
As bad as it is.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm teasing.
That's all I have.
John?
I'll show you these that I received. Just for your awareness, this is the revised, oh, I'll get you one here in a second. This is the revised parking layout that I got sent to me from the architect
Tim
for
Hortons.
Tim Hortons.
Okay.
And I put aerial pictures in, well, they were supposed to print in color, but it didn't. But there's, you can see what currently is there with the existing Pizza Hut and how the parking now, if you wanted to, you'd have to weave your way up to the Joann Fabrics building and out to the light, etc. And you can see how they've created a corridor behind the People's Bank and Abrio's buildings, tree line corridor through there for the people leaving. You see the indication of the pork chop there coming out on the access road coming in to the east. And I did meet with with David Ingram with Shade Tree Commission, and it wouldn't require Shade Tree Commission, but he liked the idea as well. So I think it solves, or it's a solution to what they were trying to do. And it does not, you can see the parking study there. You might need to get your reading glasses on there. But there is a reduction of some parking spaces, but the entire facility is still in the plus for what the required amount of parking is. So just a
And to clarify that little, I really don't like that term, so the little triangle that we put in there to prohibit left turns out, that would be done by the city of Athens.
from what I can
Within our
indicate, that
right-of-way.
is in the city right away. So
Right,
yes.
correct. Mhm. So we'll make that improvement.
I just wanted to bring that just to your attention. I know it was at a point of discussion when they came and talked to the planning commission.
They finally looked at the ground.
I'm sorry.
They finally looked at the ground and figured out they were in trouble.
Well, when we told them that they couldn't turn left out of that access road to the east, I think Tim Hortons had a major concern, and I'm speaking for them, but after speaking with their representative, I think they had a concern with how the general public that's probably going to come in the mornings heading west towards town, how they get out of
Exactly.
there. So
I'm surprised they didn't figure it out before they came to us.
now they have.
Yeah.
Is
gonna be
Pinchot?
yellow.
Is that how you pronounce it? Pinchot? Is that actually named on that side?
It-
I've never
it's
seen
not
that
named.
before.
No, they show it that way on the GIS or on the auditors, but either side of the road is not a city street. So, and I don't know how or why it's like that, but it is. It's shown that way. I noticed that too. As you can see on the south side, that's part of the actually at the OU property. So, any questions on that one? And then the only other issue I have is we got one case for the BZA next week. That is at, if I can remember here, 15 North May. The applicant is wishing to put a carport next to his house, and he exceeds lot coverage. Yeah.
By what
35% is what it would be, and 30 is the maximum. So setbacks were all okay. And that's the only case on the agenda. That's all I have.
The only thing I would add to the planner's report about the flooding is we do expect street flooding. As a matter of fact, it's already backing up. So,
It's there. And Madison,
Really?
Richland.
Already?
of course.
Any other questions to the, okay. There's no one here in the audience to speak to the Planning Commission this afternoon. So as far as announcements, the next meeting, would that be if we defer to January 9th? Second, or is it second? Well, yeah. Is there a reality on that one? The next one would be the 9th.
You would be moving it if
So
you moved
moved.
it to the 9th.
So moved, I second that.
That sound good?
John
there a
did say
problem?
there might be a case coming, so the 9th would probably be preferable to the applicant than moving it all the way to the 17th or whatever. If, assuming an application comes forward, right?
It needs to come forward in the next week to even be on by that time frame.
Right.
So
I mean, normally it would be the 2nd, which is still, I know,
a lot of people.
kids
yeah.
are still out of
Right.
school and what have you. So, so we're moving. The motion is to move it to January 9th. Is
I
that
think
correct?
RJ made that and I
Okay.
seconded it.
Okay.
So would we have back-to-back weeks, or
We'll just have to address that at the next one.
What did he say?
He was asking them, would you have it back-to-back weeks? And I said we'd address that at our 9th meeting. Okay.
All in favor of just moving to the next meeting, January 9, 2014?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous. With that, unless there's any other business to be brought up, we're adjourned.